You think this is a game? You think you can keep lying to yourself? That you can keep running, hiding behind excuses, hoping for some miracle that's never coming? Let me make this clear. There is no miracle. There is no one day when everything magically falls into place. That day will never come. Look around you. There are those who were there when you stumbled, when you fell, when you were bloodied and broken. They watched you bleed. They laughed. They called you weak. They whispered behind your back, betting on your failure. They didn't believe in you, didn't care whether you lived or died. You were nothing to them but entertainment. But now, the tide is turning. Now they're the ones drowning, and they're looking at you, desperate, clawing at the wreckage they created. You're not weak anymore. You're a warrior. The battlefield of life has scarred you, sure, but it has also made you stronger. Every drop of blood you shed was a lesson, every bruise a badge. You've walked through hell and you're still standing. The question is, what will you do now? Will you stand tall and let those who mocked you feel your power, or will you let them keep you in the dirt? Understand this. You've been through the worst, but the worst isn't over. You don't get to walk away from this unscathed. You don't get to rest, to breathe easy. Not yet. Not until every single one of your enemies, the ones who thought you were a failure, can taste the bitter sweetness of your victory. They saw you on the ground, they thought they had you. They thought you were finished, your flame snuffed out. But it's not over, it's just beginning. The world is a battlefield, and every day is a war. The warriors that rise from the ashes are the ones who understand this truth. It's about endurance, it's about how long you can stay on your feet. The weak fall off. The strong, they rise over and over again, and when they rise, they don't ask for mercy, they demand it. They carve out their place in the world by taking it from those who tried to take everything from them. Now they're looking at you differently. They see you're no longer the same. They know deep down they're running out of time. They don't have what you have. You've got the fire now, the hunger. And they're drowning in their own lies. They've made their beds in the dirt, and now they can't escape the mess they've made. While you've been sharpening your blade, they've been spinning webs of deceit, pretending to be something they're not, hiding from the truth. But you can't afford to pity them. You can't afford to feel sorry for them. This is war. You're either fighting or you're dying. No more excuses, no more waiting. Every second you waste, they get closer to taking everything you fought for. So I'm asking you right now, what are you going to do about it? Sit there and let them pass you by? Let them keep pretending they're better than you? Or are you going to rise from this, stronger than you ever were, ready to take back everything they took from you? Don't hold back anymore. Tear down that comfort zone. It's nothing but a prison, a cage. You've been shackled by your own mind, by the chains of doubt and fear. Break them, they are your enemy. And every second you waste thinking about how hard it is, how impossible it seems, is another moment you're giving away to them. You think you can't go on. You think the pain will break you. You've been through hell, and you're still breathing. You're still standing. You have the power to change everything, to crush everything in your path. The only thing that's ever been standing in your way is you. They're watching you now, aren't they? The same ones who thought you'd never make it, who thought you'd crumble under pressure. But here you are, still breathing, still fighting, still hungry. You're not the same person who started this journey. You've been forged in the fire. Your scars are your strength. Every bruise is a badge of honor. Now it's time to make them pay. Make them watch as you tear down everything they built and rebuild it in your image. This is your time. This is your war. You've been through the worst of it, but now they will bleed. Because you're not backing down. You're not stopping. You're coming for everything they tried to take from you. And you're not asking for permission. You're taking it. Let them drown. They thought they were safe. They thought they were untouchable. But now they see you. The hunter. The warrior. The one who doesn't stop. The one who doesn't beg for mercy. You're the one they're afraid of now, and they should be. You've bled. Now they're the ones drowning in your wake. The question is, how far will you take this? Will you stop when you've won? Or will you keep going until there's nothing left of them but a memory? This is your war. Time to finish it. You're lying to yourself. Every single day you wake up and tell yourself it's okay, that you're fine, that it's not that bad, but you're not fooling anyone. Not me, not you, not the world. You tell yourself you're trying, but you're not. You're barely moving. You're sitting on the sidelines watching the world burn and thinking someone else is going to come along and save you. Let me break it down for you. There's no rescue. No one's coming to drag you out of the hole you dug. It's you and only you. The truth? You've been holding on to a lie that keeps you weak, a lie that makes you believe you can keep playing small, that you can keep lying to yourself about what you're capable of. But the reality? You're terrified of the work. You're terrified of the fight. And that fear is what's chaining you to mediocrity. You look at the world around you and see others moving forward, taking risks, living on the edge. And what do? You sit there and make excuses. I'm not ready. It's too hard. I'm just not good enough. How long are you going to let those words rule you? You've been feeding yourself the same pathetic script, day in and day out, and it's getting you nowhere, but you cling to it. You hold on to it like a crutch, like an excuse for not pushing harder, for not doing what you know you should. You're not different from the others who have succeeded. You think they were born special? No. They were born, just like you, with the same fears, the same doubts, the same obstacles. The difference is, they didn't buy into the lies. They saw the truth that there's no perfect time, no perfect moment to rise. There's only now. There's only the grind, the hunger, the relentless pursuit of something bigger than yourself. But you keep sitting there pretending you're waiting for the right moment. What a joke. The right moment is the moment you decide to stop being a coward. The right moment is the second you stop thinking you need some big sign, some miracle, and just start moving. You tell yourself you can't succeed, that you don't have what it takes. You look at your failures and let them define you. You make your past mistakes your identity, as if they're carved into your soul. But here's the reality. Your failures aren't you. They're just the stepping stones to your success. Every mistake you made is a lesson. Every failure is just the next rung on the ladder you need to climb, but you're still stuck in that lie. You still look at your mistakes and think that's all you are. You've convinced yourself that you'll never be good enough, that the people who've made it have something you don't. But they don't. They simply decided to keep going when everything was falling apart. They didn't quit when things got hard. They didn't curl up and die when life punched them in the face. They stood tall and they fought back. And you sit there pretending to be a victim. It's not fair. I didn't have the same opportunities. They had help. I can't do it. Let me tell you something, the world doesn't owe you a damn thing. No one is going to hand you success on a silver platter. If you want it, you have to fight for it. There is no other way. Stop blaming everyone else for your lack of progress. Stop telling yourself that your situation is worse than theirs. There are people out there who've been through worse, who've fought harder, and who still rise every single day. They didn't use their past as a crutch. They didn't let their circumstances hold them down. They decided to overcome. You want to be like them? Then stop making excuses. The lie you tell yourself is that you're stuck. You're not stuck. You've got more potential than you can ever imagine. But you're too comfortable. You've wrapped yourself in the blanket of mediocrity, and you're refusing to get out. You think that staying in your comfort zone is somehow safer, but all you're doing is dying slowly, one day at a time. You think you're comfortable, but you're not. You're suffocating in a prison of your own making. You've created a life that is just good enough to get by, just painful enough to keep you complaining, but not enough to make you fight for something bigger. You've convinced yourself that this is as good as it gets, but deep down, you know it isn't. You know you could have more, do more, be more. You know that the life you're living isn't even close to what you could achieve. You're not some helpless victim. You're not some passive observer of life. You are a participant. You're in the game, whether you like it or not. And it's time for you to realize that. You've been watching life pass you by, waiting for someone to change your circumstances, to make everything better for you. But guess what? No one's going to do it. No one's coming to hand you a victory on a silver platter. You're going to have to grab it, and you're going to have to fight for it. The lie you tell yourself is that there's no way forward. But I'm telling you right now, there's always a way forward. There's always a choice. Every single day you get to choose. You get to decide whether you keep lying to yourself, keep making excuses, or whether you take action and start fighting for your future. The people who succeed are the ones who don't sit around waiting for things to change. They make the change. They don't wait for the perfect moment. They create it. So stop telling yourself you're stuck. Stop telling yourself you can't. Stop telling yourself it's too late. It's not. You still have time, but not much. Every second you waste telling yourself this lie, every moment you spend wallowing in self-pity, is another second of your life that you'll never get back. You think you have all the time in the world? You don't. Life doesn't wait for anyone. The truth? You've been playing small. You've been living in a cage of your own making, and you've convinced yourself that it's safe. But safe is a lie. Comfort is a lie. There is no safety in mediocrity. There's no peace in complacency. There's only death. Slowly, quietly, until one day you look back and realize you wasted your life waiting for a miracle that never came. It's time to wake up. It's time to stop buying into the lie. Time to stop lying to yourself and face the truth. Your excuses are your enemy. The only thing holding you back is you. It's time to fight. Time to get real with yourself. It's time to rise. You have everything you need to succeed, but you have to stop believing in the lies first. Only then will you be free to claim your victory. It's time to stop dancing around the truth. No more sugarcoating, no more soft words. I'm not here to comfort you. I'm here to drag you out of your lies and show you the brutal reality you've been avoiding. This world doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't care about your comfort zone. It doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care about anything you've told yourself to justify your mediocrity. This world is a battlefield, and it's not waiting for you to figure it out. If you don't fight, you will die. Simple as that. You've been telling yourself that you're trying. But what does trying even mean? You've been pretending to put in effort, pretending to work hard, but all you're really doing is playing the game. You've been acting like you've been in the trenches when you've barely stepped onto the field. You want success? You want victory? Then you have to understand that it takes more than just showing up. It takes everything. It takes blood, sweat, and tears. But you've been skipping the sweat and crying about the blood. You've been sitting on the sidelines, waiting for someone to hand it to you. You're waiting for some miraculous event that's never going to happen. You think someone owes you something. You think the world is supposed to hand you success on a silver platter because you tried a little. Newsflash, no one owes you a damn thing. You're not entitled to anything. You don't deserve anything just because you exist. The only thing you deserve is what you earn, and if you're not earning it, then you're not getting it. The harsh truth? You haven't been giving your all. You've been giving a fraction of your potential, just enough to convince yourself that you're working, just enough to tell yourself you're doing your best. But let's be real for a second. Your best isn't good enough. Your best won't get you to the top. Your best is just an excuse to stay where you are. If you were truly giving everything, you wouldn't be where you are now. You wouldn't still be stuck, still be complaining, still be waiting for something to change. You think you're alone in this? That you're the only one struggling? That the world's out to get you? Look around. Everyone has problems. Everyone has obstacles. Everyone has their demons to fight. No one gets a free pass. No one gets to coast through life without pain. You're not special because life is hard for you. You're special because you're still breathing. You're special because you've made it this far. But that doesn't mean it's time to rest. That doesn't mean it's time to let up. It means it's time to take that next step. To take control of the one thing you can. Yourself. This isn't a game of who has it worse. This is a war of survival. And you can either survive, or you can let life chew you up and spit you out. You've been making excuses for why you haven't reached your potential, for why you haven't taken the action you know you should. But those excuses are nothing but chains, shackling you to a life of mediocrity. You've wrapped yourself up in this idea that it's okay to take your time, that you can wait for things to align, that you can wait for the perfect moment. Guess what? There is no perfect moment. There is only now. Every second you waste is a second you'll never get back. Every second you spend hiding behind your excuses, behind your fears, is a second that could have been spent pushing forward, closing the gap, rising higher. You can tell yourself all day long that you'll get to it tomorrow. But guess what? Tomorrow never comes. Today is all you have. Right now is all you have. And you're wasting it. You've been lying to yourself, telling yourself that you're doing enough, telling yourself that you've tried your hardest. But you haven't. You've been holding back. You've been afraid of what might happen if you truly unleashed your potential. You've been scared of failure, scared of rejection, scared of pushing past the point of comfort, and that fear has paralyzed you. It's time to face it head on. Because that fear, it's not real. It's a construct of your own mind. It's a prison you've built to keep you from reaching your true power. You think failure is the worst thing that could happen? Think again. Failure is nothing. It's just the price you pay for trying. The worst thing that could happen is not even trying. The worst thing that could happen is staying where you are, never taking a step forward, never pushing yourself beyond the limits of your own self-doubt. That's the real death. A life spent being afraid to fail is a life wasted. But it's not too late. Not yet. The truth is, you still have time, but you're running out of it. Every minute you spend avoiding your potential, avoiding the work, avoiding the fight, is a minute you'll never get back. Every second you waste is a second that could have been spent moving closer to your goals. So, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? The stars to align? The perfect moment? It's not coming. The only thing that's coming is the cold, hard reality that you're wasting your life. Here's the raw truth you don't want to hear. You're not going to make it unless you start giving everything you've got. You're not going to make it unless you wake up and stop making excuses. You're not going to make it unless you stop playing small and start playing to win. Mediocrity is not an option anymore. You can't afford to coast through life. You can't afford to wait for someone else to pull you out of the hole. You have to climb out yourself. And it's going to be hard. It's going to hurt. But if you want to be the person who wins, you have to become the person who fights. You've been told to play it safe. You've been told that if you just do enough, you'll be okay. But let me tell you something. Okay is not enough. Okay is what gets you lost in the shuffle. Okay is what keeps you stuck. Okay is what gets you buried under the weight of other people's expectations. You want more? You want greatness? Then you have to be willing to push yourself past okay. You have to be willing to sacrifice, to suffer, to rise above the noise and the fear. Because here's the truth. Every other person on this planet who is winning, who is succeeding, is doing exactly that. They're pushing through the fear. They're pushing through the pain. They're putting in the work that you're avoiding. They're not stopping. They're not complaining. They're not waiting for a break. And if you want to win, if you want to rise to the top, you need to do the same. The raw truth is this. It's not about talent. It's not about who you know. It's about the willingness to outwork, outlast, and outfight everyone around you. And if you're not willing to give everything, then don't waste your time. Don't waste anyone's time. Because the truth is this. Success doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care about your fears. It only cares about who's willing to fight for it. Let me make this crystal clear. You think you can afford to wait. You think you can afford to hold back, to delay the pain, to take the easy route. Well, here's the truth you've been avoiding. The cost of your weakness is higher than you think. Every moment you spend in your comfort zone, every excuse you make, every time you let fear control you, you're not just wasting time. You're wasting your life. You're dying a little bit each day. And when you look back, all you'll see is a trail of regret, missed opportunities, and a life half-lived. You think you're protecting yourself by not pushing, by playing it safe? You're not. You're destroying yourself. You're suffocating your potential. You're sacrificing everything you could become for the illusion of comfort. You're trading your future for short-term ease, and it's costing you everything. Let me ask you this. What happens if you don't change? What happens if you keep making excuses, keep sitting on your hands, keep avoiding the discomfort? The truth, it's simple, nothing. You get nothing. You stay exactly where you are, stuck, invisible, unremarkable. You think this life is enough for you? You think you can just exist and be happy with that? You think you can waste your days away dreaming of something better and somehow have a happy ending? That's a lie. That's a fantasy. In the real world, if you don't rise, if you don't push, if you don't take action, you get trampled. The world doesn't wait for you. It doesn't stop and say, hey, take your time. It's, okay, we'll wait. No, it's moving. And if you're standing still, if you're hesitating, you're being left behind. The people who win in this life are the ones who keep moving, who keep climbing, who keep fighting. And you? You're standing there like a spectator, waiting for the game to come to you. But guess what? The game's already being played, and if you're not in it, you're out of it. The consequence of your weakness is stagnation. That's the cold, hard truth. If you don't change, you'll wake up 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and you'll look around and realize that you've accomplished nothing. You'll realize that the dreams you had are still just that, dreams, and you'll hate yourself for it. You'll hate yourself for not being willing to do what it took. You'll regret not fighting harder, not getting out of your own way, not pushing through the pain when you could have. Time is the one thing you can never get back. Every second you waste is a second that is gone forever. And the older you get, the more those seconds turn into years, and the harder it becomes to turn it around. One day, you'll be too old to start. One day your body will be too broken, your energy will be too low, and your mind will be too tired. You think you have all the time in the world? You don't. That's a trap, a lie to keep you comfortable. And when you finally realize it, when you finally understand the cost of your complacency, it'll be too late. The worst part? The worst part is that you know it. Deep down, you know that your life is slipping away. You feel the pressure, the weight of unfulfilled potential bearing down on you every single day. But you've conditioned yourself to ignore it. You've conditioned yourself to drown out that voice, the one that tells you to push, to fight, to rise above. You've buried it under layers of excuses, distractions, and comfort. But that voice isn't going anywhere. It's growing louder. And soon, it will become impossible to ignore. And when that day comes, when that voice is all you hear, it will scream at you. Why didn't you do more? Why didn't you fight? Why didn't you take what was yours? You're going to look around at the people who moved, the ones who took action, the ones who got uncomfortable, and you're going to hate them. You're going to envy them, because while you were sitting on your ass, waiting for a miracle, they were making it happen. They were sacrificing. They were getting up every day and doing the work, even when they didn't feel like it. And when they're standing on the podium, basking in the glory of their success, you'll be watching from the sidelines, with nothing to show for the time you spent waiting. But this doesn't have to be your fate. This doesn't have to be your reality. You can change it, you can rise, but not if you keep living like this, not if you keep making excuses, not if you keep thinking that everything will fall into place if you just wait long enough. That's the mindset of a loser. That's the mindset that keeps you stuck in a cycle of regret, self-doubt, and missed opportunities. The truth is, your comfort zone is your prison. And you've built the walls. You've put yourself in chains. And you've convinced yourself that this is freedom. But it's not. Real freedom comes from doing the hard things, from stepping into the discomfort, from fighting through the pain. Real freedom comes from knowing that no matter how hard it gets, no matter how many times you fall, you will never stop fighting. You will never stop moving forward. Because the alternative is a slow death, a life lived in fear, a life of missed chances. You can't afford that. So let me paint a picture for you. Imagine waking up every day, knowing that you're moving towards something, that you're not stagnant, that you're not stuck. You're not watching life pass you by. You're making it happen, you're earning it. Every step you take, every move you make brings you closer to who you want to be. And when you get there, when you reach that peak, you'll look back and say, I earned this, I fought for this, and no one can ever take it away from me. But to get there, to reach that place of strength, power, and success, you have to break free from the chains of weakness. You have to destroy the lie that you can coast. You have to make the decision today that you're done with complacency, that you're done with mediocrity. You're done waiting for permission. You're done waiting for life to give you a break. You're done with being weak. The cost of your weakness is everything. And if you're not ready to pay that price, then step aside. Because the people who are ready to rise don't wait. They don't make excuses. They don't let life dictate their path. They carve it. And if you want that, if you want to be one of them, then it's time to step up. Time to stop being a coward. Time to stop being comfortable. Time to start fighting. Because if you don't, the consequences will be unbearable. The moment you realize that you have no one to blame but yourself, when that truth hits you with full force, you can either crumble under the weight, or you can rise. There's no middle ground, no in between. You either stand up or you stay down. And the thing is, you are capable of rising, but only if you stop pretending that it's going to be easy, that it's going to come to you. It won't. It never has. But that doesn't matter anymore. What matters is that today marks the moment you break free, the moment you stop being a spectator in your own life, the moment you stop hiding behind the walls you've built to protect your ego. You've been holding on to comfort like a crutch, but the truth is, comfort is killing you. It's the enemy. It's the force keeping you weak, complacent, and stagnant. You think comfort will make you happy? Comfort will make you soft. Comfort will keep you from ever reaching your true potential. Comfort will bury you and you'll never know what greatness looks like, because you'll be too busy hiding from the pain of growth. So here it is, your wake-up call. Comfort is a lie. The world doesn't care about your comfort. The world is a battlefield. And it doesn't matter how hard you fight for what you want. It matters how much you're willing to sacrifice. It matters how much pain you're willing to endure. If you can't handle the fire, if you can't take the heat, then this world will burn you alive. But if you can withstand the flames, if you can keep your eyes locked on the prize and endure whatever it takes, there's nothing stopping you from rising to the top. What's it going to be? Are you going to stand up and face the fire? Or are you going to cower and let it consume you? The decision is yours. The power has always been in your hands, even if you've been too afraid to grab it. You want to change? Then stop pretending that you're just going to magically wake up one day as the person you've always dreamed of becoming. That's not how this works. There's no magic formula. There's no secret pathway to success. There's no shortcut. It's all about who's willing to work harder. It's all about who's willing to sacrifice more, to push through the pain, to stay in the fight when everyone else has given up. So right now, in this moment, it's time to make a decision. You can choose to stay where you are, stuck in your comfortable little bubble, stuck in your mediocrity, stuck in the lies you've been telling yourself. Or you can choose to step into the unknown, step into the battle, step into your true power. The choice is simple, but the consequences of your decision will echo for the rest of your life. You're not going to change overnight. That's not how it works. But you know what? That's okay. Because the moment you make the decision to rise, the moment you decide you're done with excuses, you're already on your way. It's a process, a daily battle, a fight you win inch by inch. It's about showing up every single day, no matter how tired you are, no matter how broken you feel. It's about putting one foot in front of the other and grinding, pushing, striving, even when it seems like the odds are stacked against you. It's about refusing to give up. It's about refusing to quit, even when it feels like there's no way forward. Let me be clear. There will be days when you feel like throwing in the cool. Days when everything seems impossible. Days when you want to scream. Days when you want to break. Those days will come. And on those days when the weight of the world is pressing down on you, you have one choice. Do you stay down or do you rise? Because those are the defining moments. The moments that separate the winners from the losers. The moments that shape your future. When you're in the trenches, when everything hurts, when you're on the brink of collapse, that's when your real strength shows up. That's when your character is forged in the fires of struggle. If you can push through, if you can find a way to rise above the pain, above the doubt, above the weakness, then nothing will ever be able to stop you. Understand this. You are never as weak as you think you are. The mind plays tricks on you. It tells you that you can't go any further, that you've reached your limit. But that's a lie. The truth is, you have no idea how strong you really are. You have no idea what you're capable of when you push yourself past your comfort zone. When you stop listening to the voice that tells you to quit, and start listening to the voice that tells you to fight, to rise, to keep going no matter what. Do you think the greats, the legends, the ones who stand tall at the top, do you think they didn't face these same battles? Do you think they didn't want to quit, to walk away, to just give up? Of course they did, but they didn't. They pushed, they fought, and that's why they are who they are. That's why they stand as a testament to what happens when you decide to rise, to overcome, to become something greater than yourself. You're not going to get there by being comfortable. You're not going to get there by avoiding the pain. You get there by embracing the grind, by taking the punches and standing back up every single time. It's about discipline. It's about sacrifice. It's about being willing to give everything you have day in and day out, no matter how hard it gets. And when you make it to the top, when you finally achieve what you've been fighting for, when you finally reach the place you've been dreaming of, you'll look back and you'll understand. You'll understand why it was worth it. You'll understand why every sacrifice, every moment of pain, every ounce of energy you spent was worth it. The question is, can you endure that pain? Can you rise above? Can you keep pushing when everyone else has given up? Because that's what it takes to become who you're meant to be. And there's no turning back once you've committed. So rise. Rise and never look back. The world doesn't care about your doubts. The world doesn't care about your excuses. The world cares about results. It's time to get to work. It's time to get your hands dirty. It's time to stop waiting for the perfect moment and start creating it. You are the one who holds the power to change your destiny. Now rise or stay buried under the weight of your own weakness. Listen closely. You've been given every chance, every possible moment, every warning. And now, there's only one thing left. The final command. You've heard the truths. You've seen the consequences. You've felt the sting of the lies you've been living. You know now what's at stake. There's no more room for doubt, no more time to waste. It's time to move. Now. You can stand there and keep thinking, keep hesitating, but understand this. Every moment you waste is a step closer to your own failure. And the truth is, failure doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care about your fears. It doesn't care how badly you want things to be different. It just happens. It happens when you sit back and wait for the stars to align, when you look for the perfect moment that doesn't exist. There's no such thing. There's only now. There's only action. Now hear this. You will take action. There is no other option. The door is closing, and if you don't move, if you don't grab hold of your future now, you will be stuck in the same cycle of regret, frustration, and disappointment. And no one is going to care. The world doesn't wait for anyone. It doesn't make excuses. It doesn't stop moving just because you're struggling to keep up. And if you think it's just going to pause for you, you're wrong. That illusion will destroy you. But here's the other truth. If you move now, if you start today, you can still take control. You can still make it. You can still write the ending to your story that you deserve. You're still alive, still breathing, still in this fight. And that's all you need. You don't need some grand strategy. You don't need to know every step ahead of you. And you don't need the perfect plan. All you need is the will to act. So what's it going to be? You're done with the self-doubt. You're done with the comfort. You're done with pretending that later will be a better time. No, now is your time. The clock is ticking. The pressure is mounting. And if you don't take that first step, if you don't start climbing right this second, then you're signing your own death sentence. And don't give me that excuse about not being ready. Do you think the greats were ready? Do you think they sat around waiting for some magical moment when the stars aligned? Hell no. They made themselves ready. They decided at one point that it was time to stop being weak and start making moves. They created their own opportunities. They put in the work. And if they can do it, so can you. So here's the command. Move. Move like your life depends on it. Because it does. Every second you spend stuck in indecision is a second you'll never get back. Every second you waste is a moment that could have been used to shape your destiny, to create the life you've always wanted. But no more. It's time to stop pretending and start doing. You want a life of purpose? Get to work. You want a legacy? Get to work. You want to stand tall when the storm clears, knowing you've earned your place at the top? Get to work. There's nothing else to say. The battle isn't over, and it's never going to be easy. But you know what? That's what makes it worth it. That's what separates the warriors from the rest. That's what defines success. You don't get the easy way out. You get the victory that's earned through blood, sweat, and relentless determination. So stop waiting. Stop asking for permission. Stop looking for someone to give you the green light. You don't need it. You've got all the power you need inside you right now. Don't let it go to waste. Here's the truth. This is your life. It's not a game, it's not a rehearsal. This is the real thing, and you will decide how it ends. Will you rise or will you fall? The world is watching. Now move.